So my name is Kira, and I'm a yogini, and I'm hoping that today we can share together an experience of yoga. Now, Tenzin Palmo, who's an English woman who was ordained a Tibetan Buddhist nun in about 1973, defines a yogini as a professional of the interior landscape. And what that means is to be a professional of the interior landscape means to be an expert conservationist of the vital life force, that which we call prana. Perhaps some of you have heard of qi. It's a very similar concept, and I was glad that Chinese medicine was brought up just before us. I was like, whew. Now, breath is one of the main tools we employ as yogis to get a sense of our prana and to cultivate maybe a deeper, more intimate relationship. And my job as a yogini is to do my best to share some of these techniques with the hope, with the possibility, if we're lucky, if the day is correct, that an experience of yoga might actually, perhaps, maybe occur. Now, there are many, many, many definitions of yoga. I'm hoping that we have time to look at two today. My friend John is holding my timer. Usually I have 90 minutes, so we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping that we'll be able to have two definitions of yoga. The first, we'll just simply look at the root. The root of the word yoga, yuj, Y-U-J, which means to yoke, to join, to connect. And so really yoga is about relationship, and that last talk we just heard about the heart, right? Yoga is about relationship, and so an experience of yoga happens whenever you have a sense of connection. This is it. Which can happen at any moment. And to continue to have a discussion about yoga without having a shared experience is a bit like having a discourse on swimming in the desert. So one of the plays of becoming a yoga professional is the willingness to first be a yogi scientist. So I'm going to ask you to play along. We're going to engage in 4 experiments together, again, under the hope that possibly together we can experience a sense of connection. Okay, so step 1, I'm going to ask you to uncross your legs. Step 2, if you have a lot of heavy stuff in your lap, like put it to the side, put it to a chair next to you. Step 3, maybe just turn the glowing phone over for a moment. Just a moment. Okay, let your palms rest on your thighs. We'll try palms down first. And just let your eyes close if it feels safe. Okay, nice. And then together, big deliberate inhale. Exhale in. Loud, audible sigh. Nice. Do this again. Inhale. Exhale in. And one more time. And exhale. And just pause. And for a moment, notice if that worked. I'm always amazed that that works. And maybe even more amazed that that works is more amazing is how much we resist it. So often I find myself like tense, stressed, maybe even perhaps angry. And someone dear to me says, well, sweetheart, why don't you try taking a deep breath? And the internal response is, no, I'm working on something here. And the fear is that if I relax, I'll let it go. Right? And if you're anything like me, so tempting to feel like, I'll relax once I get all this stuff done. Right? And perhaps by now, maybe some of you are of an age that you've noticed that it never gets done. And all we do when we have this illusion is we get really good at this perpetual state of doing. We become experts at doing. And yet if we never engage in relationship with ease, and our doctor here mentioned, the heart is about relationship. If we never take the time to engage in a relationship with ease, how do we even get to choose it? If it's just this continual elusive thing for other people, Okay, so this is part of the play. Now, one other little detail, and this is perhaps maybe a bit complex, but the difficulty is that our tension, our stress, our ideas, what we know, sometimes has us in such a grip that it actually gives us a chance to feel held. It actually is the only support structure we know, and so to let go of it would be way too dangerous. Now this will make a little bit more sense, perhaps. Let's move into our second experiment. Are you guys, this game, you okay? Okay, so our second experiment, if your legs crossed, uncross them again. Hands down on the lap, and this time let your palms turn up. Just a little different. Okay, big deliberate inhale. Exhale everything. Nice. And now just tenderly with your eyes closed, if it feels safe, let your awareness come to the movement of the breath in your nostrils. Just starting to notice that there's an in-breath and an out-breath. Now the instruction is not to breathe with your nose, which would sound something like, okay, it's just notice. Okay. Now again, with your eyes closed, if it feels safe, just so tenderly, so gently, move your attention to your left nostril. And as you move your attention to your left nostril, sometimes, the breath will seem to follow. Okay, let your attention come back into both nostrils. And then tenderly, gently, so tenderly, let your awareness come into your right nostril. And sometimes it will seem like the breath has followed. There's sometimes a sense that you're breathing just through this nostril. Okay, nice. All right, let the awareness come back into both nostrils, and like good yogi scientists will repeat that. So just one more time, tenderly, gently, move your attention over to your left nostril. Okay, gently let your awareness come back into both nostrils. And then one more time, move your attention over to your right nostril. And then tenderly let your awareness come back into both nostrils. Nice. Okay, relax this effort. Just rest in the effects for a few moments. Nice. Now perhaps maybe you noticed absolutely nothing. That's always a possibility. Not all of these experiments work. Perhaps all you noticed was, gosh, my nostrils feel really clogged. Okay, but perhaps maybe some of you were able to experience a sense of your, what we call prana, this vital life force moving with your awareness through the vehicle of your breath. This is amazing. This is amazing, really. This power of attention. Now, prana has many sources. Okay, so prana has many sources: mountains, lakes, water, ocean, beautiful music, beautiful art, good food, good friends, spiritual texts, anything that brings you joy, inspiration, compels you forward or deeper, similar, is a source of prana. Now, prana has many leaks. The yogis sort of break them down into three primary places: action, speech, and thoughts. Now, action is pretty obvious. By the time we're over the age of 25, hopefully we've started to track the consequences of our actions. There's a reasonable understanding of, gosh, late nights, commuting, excessive exercise, unsatisfying eating over a long course of time can have a particular effect. Now, speech is a little more subtle. Okay, speech is a little bit more subtle, so just to point out an obvious version of speech, let's take a look at gossip. Like those first few, just like potato chips, right? Those first few potato chips, they're so salty, they're so crunchy, they're so good. Just like those first few morsels of gossip, right? It's like, ooh. Okay, but just like potato chips, right? After 5 bags of those kettle salt and pepper potato chips, okay, after 30 minutes of gossip, there's a sense of, oh, there's a draining. There's a decision to give your life force towards something which is not nourishing. Now, even more subtle than speech, thought. Now, the difficulty with thought is it seems so private. It seems so personal. It seems so harmless. This brings us to our second definition of yoga, again, of which there are many, but this second definition, which shows up in a text that was apparently put forth about 2,000 years ago. In a text that was apparently put forth about 2,000 years ago. I was just hoping to get a time. I'm fine. We'll see what goes on. So, by Patanjali, okay, the definition Patanjali offers us is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Now, just for fun, we've already discussed the word yoga. Just for fun, repeat back, chitta. Now, chitta, so often defined as mind, but in the Eastern context, there's much less separation between heart and mind, and so chitta really, heart-mind. Okay? Vritti, just repeat back for fun, vritti. Vritti is usually the word for fluctuations, as in the fluctuations of the mind, the yada, yada. Okay? Are any of you familiar with that? Okay. Then there is nirodha. Do your best. Nirodha. Nice. Nirodha, so often defined as cessation, which is a complex and confusing definition, because if we understand that we're supposed to stop the thoughts, every time you have a thought, it feels like you've done the wrong thing. And as Ojai Rinpoche writes, just as it is the nature of the ocean to give rise to waves, so too it is the nature of the mind to give rise to thoughts. It's what it does. So we like the definition of nirodha as mastery. So that the yoga chitta vritti nirodha is, yoga is the mastery of the fluctuations of the mind. Okay, so this brings us to our third experiment. Okay, settle in, uncross your legs, palms on your legs, up or down, whichever feels more correct to you. Okay, eyes closed. Now this is going to be a funny request. Big deliberate inhale. Exhale. Okay. Now let your awareness rest and find your favorite latest worry. Just choose one. It could be, and find your favorite latest worry, or another way to put that is just a negative thought, something that really has you in its grip. And just begin now, okay? Begin to now repeat it to yourself over and over and over again, like a record. And for these last few moments, observe what's happened to your breath, to your body, to you. Okay, relax the effort, clear, big deliberate inhale. Exhale everything. Now, of course, maybe you notice nothing, but maybe you notice a sense of the breath stops. It sucks your life force. It's choking us. And every speech that's happened today has been a call to action. How are we going to get enough juice? It's hard enough to change a light bulb, much less the entire state of the world. So how or where are we going to get this? We talk about getting more energy all the time, but one of the ways to get more energy is simply stop giving it away. Okay, last experiment, fourth experiment, one more time. Close your eyes. Deliberate big inhale. Exhale everything. Nice. Now, go back in there, choose the same worry or choose another favorite. Start repeating it to yourself. And now, just for fun, for practice, play with holding on to this thought. Play with holding on to this thought as you simultaneously deepen your breath. Do your best to hold on to the thought as you deepen your breath. Okay, gently let the thought go. Stay with your breath. And then gently relax the effort of your breath for a few more moments here. Just rest. And again, perhaps this experiment did not work, but perhaps, maybe, possibly, you were able to experience a sense of spaciousness within what is always occurring. We need you. We need your prana. We need your life force. I'm so grateful to be here today. I'm so grateful to be on this path with all of you. Thank you so much, Jody, for putting together such a beautiful day. And thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Bring your hands together at your heart. Namaste.